want to talk to you about the 4 things that we must do to stop the GOP-caused gun crisis. Obviously, what a tragic weekend. What happened in Allen, Texas is horrifying. There were 2 other gun massacres you didn't even hear about in Chico, California, and Columbus, Ohio, because we don't have enough bandwidth to report them all anymore. And here's the thing, they are Republican-caused. 99% of Democrats vote in favor of the measures that would end this, like every other democracy, from Switzerland to Canada to Argentina to Japan to Spain to the United Kingdom and France and many more have passed that have led them to have nothing close to this level of gun violence. Like they are not even, they're in the thousands. And there are 4 things you really can do, and I'm going to get to them, so please stay with me with this video. The first one, you've got to be out there making sure the federal government knows that we need them to fight for us. Joe Biden and the Democrats passed some incredible gun legislation, a couple measures that we hadn't been able to get passed for years, even got Republicans, some to vote for it. It wasn't nearly enough, but it was a lot more than we'd gotten in a generation. It stopped something called the dating loophole that allowed people that stalked women but didn't live with them or weren't married to them and didn't have kids with them. They were still able to get guns if they were found to be stalking. Another one, there was no national gun trafficking bill. We had voted for it back after Newtown. Republicans filibustered this time, they gave in, so we're tracking and stopping gun trafficking. But it's not enough, and much more needs to be done. You can reach out to your officials. There's so much more they can do than just the laws they pass. They can change the culture. It needs to be an issue the Democrats run on this year, along with abortion and democracy. It's very much related to democracy when we've got people threatening our right to assembly and speech with assault rifles. You've got to let them know that they should be passing resolutions in the House and the Senate. You should let them know that they should use the bully pulpit. Joe Biden should be up there talking about gun violence every week and pinning it on Republicans. Because again, 99% of Democrats vote to ban assault rifles, to have universal background checks, red flag laws to get guns out of dangerous people's homes and the rest. 97 to 99% of Republicans vote against them. It couldn't be any clearer if we tried. And the federal government can do more. We should be pressuring them to put out one of these PSAs, huge PSAs, the way they did to get people to stop smoking and drunk driving. We should have them everywhere, where people see the results of the carnage of guns, actual stories told by individuals who've lost family members who have been harmed by this. The right wing can say whatever stupid crap they want. It's simple. Where there are fewer guns, there are fewer murders. Where there's more gun regulation, there are fewer murders. Other democracies have many fewer than us because they regulate. Blue states have fewer than red states because they regulate. Machine guns, we passed a strong anti-machine gun law during the mobster era in 1934, National Firearms Act. You don't see anybody with machine guns. It works. Doesn't matter what they say. Science doesn't give 2 fucks about their feelings, okay? Press the federal government. Next, 2, press the local government. There's so much you can do around you. Again, mayors should be passing resolutions with city councils, especially in cities that are stuck in red or gerrymandered red states and can't get this kind of legislation through. I'm sitting here in Cincinnati. There was a mass shooting in Columbus that I just talked about. Cleveland, St. Louis, New Orleans, Houston. All these mayors should be joining with city council members. They should, A, be having marches. B, they should do sit-ins at state government offices with us. C, again, they should be passing any kind of resolutions or measures, institute universal background checks. In cities where there isn't preemption, where the state isn't able to say, no, you're not allowed to do that, they should do it. Because even cities and localities everywhere passing stronger gun laws, even in blue states, cities and localities passing stronger laws than the state laws. This is public relations, this is marketing, this is convincing people, winning hearts and minds. We should be doing all of that. That's the second thing you can do. Third thing, especially if you have any contacts, bring in corporations. I heard a friend of mine, you may know who he is, Fred Gutenberg, who lost his daughter in Parkland, talk about how he and the Brady campaign were working together on that. It is essential. When corporations stepped in on gay rights is when everything started to change. They can do the same on guns. They basically started tepidly, and of course the right did what they usually did and overreacted. Classic case, idiot Ron DeSantis in Florida. I think it was after those shootings last summer, Highland Park, Illinois, and other spots. The Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays were playing a baseball game, and what did they choose to do? Instead of that night tweeting out baseball statistics, they tweeted out gun statistics, gun violence, deaths, injuries. It was hugely informative. It was important. It was coming from a different place than you would normally expect. So when people like that speak out, it's that much more important. Remember Bob Costas once did, and the right went nuts. And here's the thing, the right will always go nuts if you say anything other than 100% of what they believe. Of course, Ron DeSantis threatened the Tampa Bay Rays the way he's threatened Disney. Why? Because they were being woke. And what they were doing is trying to save people's lives, is what they were doing. And they were pointing out what 80% of us believe in. Fox News poll recently. 80% now, which is the highest ever, want an assault rifle ban. 90%, almost 87, 88% want universal background checks, something like that for red flag laws. We all want this, including a large percentage of Republicans. Okay? If you get corporations involved in a way that companies, who are now paying the price, because by the way, guns are something like, unlike anything else, you don't have to get personal insurance. When there's corporate reputations ruined because there's a mass shooting somewhere, the corporation has to pay that price. I think DeSantis, Abbott, they're actually forcing companies to let guns on their grounds so there can be gun violence because they won't let companies decide for themselves and small businesses end up paying the price. Get small business CEOs, get huge corporate CEOs. We're almost all in agreement on this. If they speak out and they demand an assault rifle ban, universal background checks, they stand tall and don't make it partisan. There is that 1% of Republicans that agree with us. It's pathetic, but they're there. And I mean elected officials, a lot more of actual Republicans who vote. Let's do it. And finally, you, number 4, you have a voice. You have a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Snapchat account, a TikTok account. Do dances, tell people statistics, get them interested in other ways, tell them stories. Because we're all gonna know people who've lost people to gun violence, okay? And if they don't expect it to be coming from you, if it's not something you normally talk about, it's that much more powerful. Because you're not somebody like me where it's, oh, yeah, he's always talking about guns, as I, for years, have. You can have a huge impact. You can be the ones that encourage your local leaders to pass resolutions or do sit-ins, your federal government. But you can get your friends and relatives. People can change. A lot of people change every time there's another one of these killings. There's a reason why the assault rifle ban was supported by about 60-something% of people maybe 2 years ago, and we're now at 80%. People change when this horrible garbage happens and they see it does not happen in any other democracy, and that we can't feel safe going to the mall, going to the opera, going to a rock concert, going to a bar, kids going to school, going to your office, driving on the road because of some road rage nut with a gun. They've put guns in everybody's hands and they've purposely made it permitless. So they're handing out guns to terrorists and criminals. That's what they're doing. We can fight back against this and we can win, okay? Those are the 4 things you can do. Get on your federal government, your local government. There's a lot of things local government can do. 3, corporations. If you're a bigwig at a corporation somewhere, a bigwig, you're part of it, but also small companies. We all need to be a part of it. And finally, as I said before, your voice, your social media, your friend group, your book. We can stop this, guys. Nobody else lives like this in a democracy. We're the only ones. And it's because of one group. It is the Republican Party. We need to vote them all out. We need to electorally destroy them. And then we can solve this problem.